Welcome, Sagittarius, to your June love reading. I am Divine Streamed, a newer channel, and I'm asking you, please subscribe and thank you. All right, let's find out what your overall energy is first for June, and then I'll lay the cards out. Okay, you have revolting. Okay, there's something that you're fighting right now. You're standing up for yourself. You're going against tradition. All right, what's at the heart of the matter? And I'm going to get clarifiers out for all these cards. What's at the heart of the matter here for Sagittarius for June 2021? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. All right. Message in a bottle. So there's important messages coming in June. What's the challenge? Oh, all that glitters is not gold. That's your challenge. And I'm going to get a clarifier out on what is glittering that is not really right here. What's below them? This speaks to somebody wearing a false mask, or just you maybe not feeling like you can be yourself. All right, what's below you? There is a change coming. There's definitely a change coming. All right, that's what you're carrying with you. And this is a change which appears you're hoping for. You're hoping for a change. In your recent past, all right, I'm going to cut and pull the rest. Nothing's coming out. All right, in your recent past here, you have here and now. You were focused on the present moment with someone. Soulmates is coming up in the near future. This is your potential energy here. This is the near future next here. Time for a nap. So you're taking a rest from maybe a lot of what you're going to be going through the beginning of June. Higher power is what you're carrying with you. Your intuition, your gut. You're going with your gut. Your environment, you have authenticity, no place like home. Your hopes and fears, peace. And your final outcome here, good card, community. All right, let's get your clarifiers and then I can give you more in depth here. All right, what's the clarifier for by the book, Spirit? What's the clarifier for by the book? All right. Let me lay these out, and I'll speak to them. All right. Okay, so your overall theme, which I did say you're revolting against something, and here you are. You're revolting against the traditional. You're revolting against whatever the norm was, and you're standing up for yourself. There's conflict about this. You're fighting something in the month of June. Standing up for yourself, fighting what maybe you were forced to do, because at the heart of the matter here, you have message in a bottle. And the messages you're receiving, you're feeling like at the heart of the matter right now, you're feeling left out in the cold. You're just feeling alone. You're just feeling like what you would like to hear, the messages you would like to hear, are not the right messages. And this is a reminder that Spirit's got your back here. Now, your challenge is you have all the glitters and the Nine of Pentacles. So for some, you might be feeling financially stable. You might be in a home. You might be comfortable where you are. And all that glitters might not be gold, because even though you might have this stability, okay, this security, you're not fulfilled with your heart. You're not feeling emotionally fulfillment. You're like, I have the one piece, but I don't have the other, is what this is for some people. This can also be someone who is hoarding their money over you. They're financially stable, but they're sort of being selfish. Here you are in poverty consciousness, and here they are. And they're wearing a false mask about the way they may have said that they were going to take care of you, or what you're fighting for that you want a piece of. This is now them wearing a false mask for some. So those are the two themes about these cards. Now, what you're carrying below you here is you want to change. You want a leap of faith. You want a new beginning. You want to change. You want a fresh start. That's what you're fighting for in June. Because in your recent past, you have the Wheel of Fortune. You have a cycle that was turning. And in the here and now, that's a good sign that it was happening the way you wanted to in the recent past. The wheel was turning. You were focused on yourself. You were focused on your everyday. And there was a cycle completing. Now, with your potential, is what's coming up is a really good sign. You have the emotional stability with this soulmate. The King of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, represents somebody that now you're pushing for them to open their heart and bring in that person that you know them to be. This is the good father. This is the good husband. Okay, the good partner. Doesn't have to be male, but I'm speaking to the card. But this says that the potential for emotional stability and what you want is going to come when you stand up for yourself. You speak up. Now, here you are in the near future. Here's the Empress energy. This is an action step. This is you trying to give birth for something. You want something new. The Empress speaks to your creative projects. It speaks to success. It speaks to abundance and security. But it says take action. And because this is your near future and you have time for a nap, you may have to step back for a minute, evaluate, and plan your action steps. Choose your words wisely. Have that talk, but not be too aggressive. Assertiveness, yes, but don't be overly aggressive. Time for a nap is like stepping back a minute in yin and receptive energy and regrouping yourself, figuring things out, and then taking that action step. Now, what you're carrying with you down here is your own energy. Here's you. This is Sagittarius energy, fire energy, the Queen of Wands. This is you now coming into you, connecting with your higher power, connecting with that internal knowing, that gut feeling, that intuition that's coming in. You're coming into your power. You're carrying with you, this is what I want. I'm bringing what I want forth. Here I am with this action step. And now I'm bringing it forth. Now, your environment here carries authenticity, and you're studying. I want authenticity. I want clear communication. I want authenticity. I want to feel at home. I want to feel like I could be my authentic self. I could be myself. Here I am on the table. And you're studying this situation. You're evaluating and contemplating how you want to bring forth this authenticity into the relationship. And for those who are single, this is all about you now setting yourself right, giving birth to what your goals and dreams are here. Now, with your hopes and fears here, you have, again, right next to the time for a nap, another card of taking time for yourself, contemplating, reflecting, going within, getting your answers by getting silent and really listening to yourself, introspection. This is the clarifier for peace. Here this person is at peace, taking time for themselves. This is your hopes and fears. You want a peaceful home. You want peace in yourself and in your heart. And this is your hopes and fears. And this is what's coming in towards the end of June. by you revolting and fighting for what you want here, because that's your overall theme. So you're standing up for yourself. Now, your final outcome here is a really good sign. This is the Knight of Pentacles. He's the planner. He comes in with offers. He comes slowly. Okay? Here he is with community. Community represents your family, your home. And this speaks to proper plans coming forth, an offer for some coming forth. But he's all about evaluating and looking over the situation. This energy follows the peace and evaluation next to the time for a nap, going within. And he's right next to the same energy. You have the emotional stability with the financial stability, getting grounded with the community, with your family, with who you want to be with. But this is an offer too. All right, let's get some relationship cards out. Tell me about June for Sagittarius, Spirit. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for June 2021. All right. Okay. We have photograph, we have sunglasses, and we have healing heart. On the bottom of the deck, we have Axe. All right, now with photograph, this is taking the time and reflecting. This is looking at someone's photos to just get really literal. Looking at someone's photograph and thinking about the happy memories, looking back and reflecting on what was good. And here with sunglasses, this is a validation that that's what somebody else could be doing, what you're doing, really looking over everything. This is about perception. And for singles, this speaks to somebody from your past coming in. Somebody that's looking, maybe looking at your social media, maybe driving by, just looking at you, considering a rebirth maybe. Because now you have healing hearts as the final card. Healing from heartbreak, freedom from toxic relationship or addiction. So right here on the table, with the Axe, you're cutting through things. Stop the pattern, okay? Silent treatment, abandonment. This is what you're cutting through. You're cutting through this, and you're healing this situation. Now, for just a few, I'm picking up that some are reflecting, and this person, for some, is coming forward, having that heart-to-heart, having a rebirth. And for others, you're looking and deciding here, really looking things over and deciding, is this enough? Like I have one piece here, but I don't have the other. And can I just live with only half of what I need and what I want in a relationship? Because you do have the Tower card here on the table. You do have taking a new leap of faith. You do have coming into yourself and your power. You do have revolting and overall theme. Revolting against the norm and fighting for yourself. So for some, because this card has multiple meanings here, you're cutting out someone. You're allowing in the new. But for others, this is a heart-to-heart with somebody. This is a rebirth with somebody. This is healing together. Really looking at what we do have and wanting to heal that. And cutting out the bull. All right, let's get some more cards out here. What comes under photograph, Spirit? What comes under photograph? Tell me more with relationships here for Sagittarius for June. What comes under photograph? All right, there it is. Under photograph, we have wedding. Okay, so this is somebody really reflecting on whether you're married or not, this is somebody reflecting on a very strong bond and what they had and what they want to do. Under sunglasses, soulmate. So there is really somebody really looking at the big picture here, reflecting on what I want. Okay, and then here we go with healing hearts. Heart-to-heart conversations. Okay, you have heart-to-heart conversations. So that is what it's going to take to bring this healing in. To honestly discuss your feelings with each other. Okay, and then on the bottom of the deck here, oops, turn these over. Okay, here it is. True love. All right, so you're fighting for the emotional stability in June. Whatever this conflict is about, you're trying to mend. You're looking over the whole situation. You're trying to plan for the future. You're looking at how you can reconnect. And for singles, this is somebody that is coming back from the past, who you did have something strong with. This was a soulmate connection. Now you're bringing in the heart-to-heart conversations and the talk and bringing in the next level. All right, let's get some advice out on what to do here. All right, Spirit, what advice for Sagittarius in this situation? What advice? What advice for Sagittarius? What do they need to do here in this situation? Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, June 2021. Speaking to this layout on the table, what advice for these Sagittariuses in this situation? All right. All right, you have 4 cards that came out. Okay. You have nurture. Okay, that's nurturing yourself. Here it is. Here's what you're carrying. Coming into myself again. Connecting with my higher power. Coming into my own. Okay, there you go with nurture. You have course correct. That speaks to healing and the heart-to-heart conversations. Self-care. Here you are, standing up for yourself and revolting for what you want. There's your self-care card. And releasing negative habits. So what I was picking up is maybe with this, too much aggressive energy. And Spirit's asking you, yes, bring in that fire energy that you carry. Be assertive and open. And choose your words wisely, but don't be too aggressive. Okay? Release anything that you know might have been damaging your situation. All right? Let's get a message from your angels and guides. Oh, before I do that, in case you want to read the whole card, let me just hold these up for a second. You can pause and read them. For some who, I get messages, some that they want to read them. All right. Okay, so you could just pause and read them. All right. All right, let's get your angels and guides. Whoop. All right. Angels and guides of Sagittarius. What do they need to know? How do we round this all off for them? Okay. Also, if you'd like to win my free personal reading I give out once a month, the winners are listed below. For the previous months, you must subscribe, like, turn on your notification bell, and you must leave a comment. I choose from the subscribers and their comments and message you through the comments section to let you know you're the winner. All right, now, with your card towards the end of June, saying peace and taking time to reflect and connecting with higher power. Okay, here's the validation card. What just came out was give it to God. Take a deep breath, and on the exhale, release this situation to God for healing and answers. So Spirit's telling you to bring in this peace. Step back, okay? Time for a nap is stepping back, okay? Doing this. Connecting with your higher power in order to get the proper answers you want to move forward. You really have to look within, okay? This is what you're being inspired to do in the month of June. Look within for what you want and how you want to move forward, okay? Because with the final outcome here, with the Knight of Cups, he's like the Knight in Shining Armor card. Okay, that's what this card is called, the Knight of Cups. He comes in with romance and love and good feelings and a rebirth, okay? And to have him right there and next to it soulmates, okay? And the King of Cups, that's like the whole picture. Okay, that's like the whole picture when you stand up for yourself for what you want. You're looking for the whole thing, not just the earthly matters, but the emotional connection. And that's what you're going to bring in when you come back into your own here, because here you are. You're coming back into your own energy. This is the Queen of Fire. This is the Sagittarius energy. And she's right on the table here. Whether you're male or female, this is that energy of you. Coming into your own, bringing back your fire, standing up for yourself with more fire, and revolting against the norm, not going with the flow, revolting in order to bring in what you want. Okay, Sag, so that is for June. I am Divine Stream. Thank you for tuning into my channel, and please subscribe.